welcome to a yoga practice for anxiety. If you're anything like me, then from time to time, you also experience these feelings of anxiousness or nervousness or just stress. You know what I'm talking about. And I have found that my yoga practice has been so helpful for me in learning how to deal with these feelings when they come up. So I wanted to share that with you. We're going to start in a comfortable seat, and I highly recommend you sitting up on a bolster or a pillow or a folded up blanket or something just to elevate your hips and take some of the stress out of your low back. So go ahead and find your seat, and as you arrive there, you can just rest your hands down in your lap. Let's take the palms to face down. So allowing us to feel really anchored here. And if it's comfortable for you, close down your eyes. You certainly don't have to do that. If it doesn't feel safe, keep your eyes open, but just let your gaze be soft. And we'll get started with 3 centering breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And then open your mouth and let it go. Inhale through the nose. Open mouth, sigh it out. Now this one we're going to hold on to the breath at the top. So go ahead and breathe in through your nose, filling up. And then sustain for 3, 2, 1, and then totally empty. Allowing your body to breathe itself in a way that feels natural and comfortable now. Acknowledging that you have arrived here in this moment. Sometimes, especially when we don't feel awesome, getting started or just showing up is the hardest part. And you've already done that, right? You've already tackled that battle. You're here, you're in good hands. Know that whatever you brought with you onto your mat today, whether that's physical, mental, emotional, that it's all good. We're not going to try to change anything. We're going to see if it would be possible to get comfortable with what is. Accepting things for as they are right now in this moment. So we'll practice an alternate nostril breath, or Nadi Shodhana pranayama. I want you to take your peace sign fingers of your favorite hand, seal them together, and then press the finger pads into that space right between your eyebrows. Right away, start to draw some circles here, just like you're massaging out your third eye. And go the other way too, just a few more times around, waking that up, activating the third eye. And then you'll leave those fingers right where they are, but let your hand be still. In our alternate nostril breathing technique, just as the name would suggest, we're going to be using the thumb and the ring finger to plug alternate sides of the nose as we breathe. So this is a breath in and out through the nose. And as we get started, we'll just do a couple breaths in and out through both sides. So don't plug anything up quite yet. Take a deep inhale in, and then a deep exhale out. And just notice how that feels. Let's do that one more time. Inhale through both nostrils. And exhale both nostrils. Now at the bottom of this breath, seal off your right nostril entirely and take a breath in just through the left side. At the very top of the breath, we're going to switch that out. Let go of the right. Seal off the left side and exhale through the right. Now at the bottom of the breath, everything stays the same. So take a breath in through the right nostril. And then switch it out. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Switch it out. Exhale through the right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Two more rounds of breath here. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. And resting your hand back down to your lap. Once again, breathing in and out through both nostrils. Taking just a moment to notice. This breathing technique helps you balance out your autonomic nervous system, promoting relaxation, decreasing stress. It's a really nice tool to have in your back pocket for moments when you might need it. Alrighty, from here, we'll move our bodies a little bit. Come into a Bodhikanasana pose or seated butterfly. Soles of your feet will come together. Knees splay out to the sides. If you need less of a feeling in your hips, take your feet out a little further in front of you. Hands are going to come down and grab hold of the lower parts of your legs. We'll take a few rounds of cat-cow pose right here. So as you breathe in, you're going to pull back on your legs. Start to draw your shoulder heads back, lift your chest, look up. And then as you breathe out, let your spine round, loosen your grip, maybe rocking back on your seat here as you round and drop your head. Inhale, same thing, pull back on the legs, draw the shoulders back, open the chest, look up. Exhale, loosen the grip, round, let the shoulders melt forward. One more time. Inhale, opening up through the heart space. And then exhale, round it out. From here, coming down into a forward fold. So you can continue to let your spine round. You can drop the head, stretching out through the back of the neck. We're not here for too long, just a couple more breaths, noticing how it feels to be here in this moment. What sensation do you notice in your body? What thoughts do you notice in your mind? Take your attention back to your breath. With your next inhale, really slowly start to ease your way back up. And once you come back into a neutral spine, you're going to extend your right leg out in front of you, bringing your left foot to the inner right thigh. And you can stay up on your perch here if that feels good. Take a second here, rotate your torso to the right. So we're going to try to line it up just as best we can with that right leg. And then take a deep breath in. Allow your spine to grow tall. The chest lifts nice and proudly, shoulders relax. And then as you exhale, start to fold yourself forward over that right leg. Breathing some love into the right hamstring. You can let the head go. Just a couple more breaths. Again, not here for long, just long enough to notice. Using your next inhale to rise yourself all the way back up. We're just going to switch that out. So straighten out that left leg. Bring the right foot to the inner left thigh. Rotate the upper body over to the left. And then take a deep breath in right here before you fold, finding lots of length through the upper body. And then letting your exhale melt you forward over the left leg. Stretching through the back side of the leg here, maybe even feeling a little tug on the low back. You can let your head be heavy, just a couple breaths. And then inhaling to slowly bring yourself all the way back up. From here, we're going to scooch off of our seat. Set that prop aside if you have one. Keep it handy. You might want it here in a second. Come onto all fours. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And as you breathe in, you're going to lift your right leg and lengthen it out behind you. Left arm will reach forward at the same time. And then as you exhale, just simply lower everything back down. Find that tabletop. And we'll try that out on the other side. Inhaling, left leg goes back long, right arm reaches forward. And then exhale. And so just taking it at your own pace, we'll continue on like this. Going side to side, moving with the breath. And accomplishing a couple things with this. One being this sort of almost like rhythmic movement where we're connecting our movement with our breath is really good at calming the mind and body. Also practicing bilateral stimulation, triggering both hemispheres of the brain. Also decreasing stress, promoting feelings of peace, less anxiety, and more presence. Last one here, and no rush if you're not on that second side yet. Take your time, finish with the left leg back, right arm forward. And then we'll start to drop it into child's pose for our last pose of this practice. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab my bolster for this one and allow this to be more of like a restorative, really supported child's pose. So taking my knees nice and wide, bringing the bolster between my thighs and just starting to lie down on that bolster. Dropping into this moment. Allowing the breath to just love on the whole body. Breathing into all the corners of who you are. You are absolutely welcome to rest here in this child's pose for as long as you like. Take a few minutes if you have it. Continuing to cultivate calm for your body and for your mind. Thank you for taking time out, for showing up, for taking care of yourself. You are worth it. I will see you next time. Namaste.